You're listening to the Sunday Sims Podcast. Welcome. Episode 2 of the Sunday Sims Podcast. Welcome all. It is Saturday, June 29th. We've got a Saturday Sims podcast this week with Wimbledon draws being announced yesterday. Was able to get my simulations in, get this podcast loaded up for you guys. Hopefully be posted here this evening, give you a couple days to take in the stream, and get ready for the Grand Slam on grass. I am actually going to be flying tonight to London. We're going to head to the queue. We're going to camp out, try to get some good tickets for day 1. We'll be on court 1 on day 2. So it is an exciting time for me. I've never been to the tournament. I've taken the tour there at Wimbledon, but this will be my first time to the tournament, so I am looking forward to it. So let's get rolling. This is a weekly look ahead to the ATP and WTA draws of the week. I provide full analytics-driven simulations of each and every tournament. You know, you always see the analysis of projected quarterfinals, the projected semifinals when draws are released, just kind of taking the seeded players and the top players and talking about what the end of the tournament is going to look like, and that's just not what happens ever. We always see upsets, so you take a guy like Carlos Alcaraz who may be playing a qualifier and may have a 96% chance to win, looking at implied odds, but we see this every week with a result that kind of makes our jaws drop, and that's what I'm trying to account for here. These are not predictions. I wouldn't take the results of these sims to the sports books and lay bets down on who's going to win the tournaments, but it is meant to be a fun look at the tournament, how it could play out, and kind of look at what might happen if we get a couple of those upsets. So this is a brand new podcast. Any help that you can give us by sharing, following, subscribing, all of that stuff goes a long way for a new podcast such as ourselves. While we do stream on all the major podcast services, I think this program's probably optimized for YouTube viewing. You can follow along with the draws and results visually as they go on there on YouTube. So go there, you can follow us, subscribe there, and you can get notified when the new episodes are up. I would suggest you also check us out on Twitter and Instagram at The Sunday Sims, and we're on Facebook at Sunday Sims Tennis Tips. I'd really love to start building a community where we can all have fun and discuss not only the podcast, but just all of the happenings in the ATP and WTA, maybe even squeeze in some betting talk. Speaking of betting, we are a brand new podcast. I have no sponsor for the program, so to kind of self-sponsor for a while, the tennistips.com is where you can find all of my tennis betting, player prop, and DFS advice in one spot. The Dub Club platform we're on makes it easy to get notified every time I post new tips. I leverage all of the same data and statistical modeling used for the Sunday Sims into making informed tennis bets and player prop picks. With the VIP All Access package, you'll get weekly outrights and futures bets, my daily moneyline best bets, player prop cards for sites like Prize Picks and Underdog Fantasy, and a daily DFS Core 4 for those of you that play on DraftKings. So subscribe now at thetennistips.com. Use promo code SundaySims for 20% off the VIP All Access package. Let's have some fun, win some money, and you can help support the Sunday Sims podcast at thetennistips.com. And I've got a couple featured outrights this week. For those of you that dabble in the betting world, Grigor Dimitrov is 65-1 this week to win Wimbledon, and Yulia Putintseva is 200-1. Those are two featured picks from the tennistips.com. You can subscribe there and get all of the outright picks for the week. 2 weeks in a row now, I think we've had a finalist. Last week we had two winners, Tommy Paul and Jessica Pegula. This week we had Sebastian Offner make it to the final, one of our outright picks. We had Billy Harris as another outright pick that made it to the semis. So it's a fun experience. We're doing well. Join us over there. And otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. We've got Wimbledon, of course, this week, the men and the women, 128 player draws on both sides. Looking at last year, we had Carlos Alcaraz take the men's title. He beat Novak Djokovic in 5 sets. And then we had unseeded Marketa Vondrousova take out Ons Jabeur on the women's side. So it's going to be fast and furious today. We're going to start with the men. I think last week we had 4 tournaments and 120 total matches. This week we have 2 tournaments and we have, 254 total matches. So let's run through the first round quick here, starting on the men's side in the first section. And we've got the number 1 seed, Jannik Sinner, in straight sets over Yannick Hanfmann, and he'll play Matteo Berrettini, who takes out Martin Fucsovics. Miomir Kecmanovic in 4 sets over Sumit Nagal will play Talon Griekspoor, the number 27 seed, in straight sets over Carreno Busta. Denis Shapovalov takes out the number 19 seed Nicolas Jarry in 4 sets, and he'll play Daniel Altmaier, who takes 4 sets to knock off the British wildcard Arthur Furry. Alex Michelson in 5 sets takes out Lloyd Harris, so he'll play another American in Ben Shelton, the number 14 seed, who takes out Matteo Bellucci in 5 sets. Let's go to the second section. Number 10 seed Grigor Dimitrov in straight sets over Dusan Lajovic. He'll play Shang Zhengsheng, who takes off Christian Guerin in 3 sets. Stan Wawrinka in 4 sets over Charles Broom will take on Gael Monfils, who in 4 sets knocks off the number 22 seed Adrian Manarino. Number 32 seed Zhang Zhizhen in 3 sets over Maxime Janvier. Fabian Marochin will be his opponent in the next round, who knocks off Jan-Lennard Struff in 5 sets. That is a bit of an upset for sure. Battle of the Frenchmen, Alexander Muller, 4 sets over Hugo Gaston, and he'll take on the number 5 seed Daniil Medvedev, who straight sets win over Alexander Kovacevic. Moving to the third section. We'll start with the number 3 seed Carlos Alcaraz, who takes out the qualifier Lejal in 3 sets. Alcaraz will play Sebastian Offner, who just lost in the finals in Majorca today. He takes out Vukic in 5 sets here. Meligini Alves takes 5 sets to knock off Borna Coric, and he'll take on Francis Tiafoe, the number 29 seed, who beats Matteo Arnaldi in 3 sets. Brandon Nakashima in 3 sets takes out the number 18 seeds clay court specialist Sebastian Baez, and Nakashima will play Jordan Thompson next round, who takes out Pavel Kotev in 3 sets. The Brit Liam Brody in 5 sets over Bodik van de Zandschulp. He'll take on Alexander Shevchenko in 3 sets. In another upset here as Shevchenko takes out the number 16 seed Hugo Humbert. To section number 4 we go and start with the number 12 seed Tommy Paul. He wins over Pedro Martinez in 3 sets. Otto Virtanen in 4 sets over Max Purcell. So it'll be Paul versus Virtanen in round 2. Arthur Cazaux in 4 sets takes out Zizou Bergs, and Cazaux will take on Jacob Mensik, who takes out the number 23 seed Alexander Bublik in 4 sets. That's a bit of an upset. Lorenzo Sonego straight sets win over the number 31 seed Mariano Navone. Sonego will take on Batista Agut in round 2. Batista Agut gets by Maximilian Marterer in 4 sets. Dominic Kepfer, a 5-set win over Fabio Fognini. Kepfer will take on Alex Bolt in round 2, gets by the number 8 seed Casper Ruud. We all know Ruud loves playing on grass. He does not. Clay court specialist Ruud seems to barely try when he plays on grass, so this result would not surprise me very much at all. On to the next section. We'll start with the number 6 seed Andrei Rublev. He gets by Komisana in straight sets. Adam Walton in 5 sets over Federico Coria. So it'll be Rublev versus Walton in round 2. Jan Choinski, the British wild card, gets by Luciano Darderi in 4 sets. He'll take on Constant Lestienne, who beats number 25 seed Lorenzo Musetti in 5 sets in another upset. Sebastian Korda, the number 20 seed, knocks off Davidovich Fokina in 5 sets. Korda will take on Nuno Borges in round 2. Borges gets by Nishioka in 3 sets. Emil Ruusuvuori in 4 sets over Mackenzie McDonald, and he'll take on Stefanos Tsitsipas in round 2. The number 11 seed gets by Taro Daniel in 5 sets. On we go. Taylor Fritz, the number 13 seed, in straight sets over Christopher O'Connell. Arthur Rinderknech takes 5 sets to get by Kai Nishikori, so it'll be Fritz versus Rinderknech in round 2. Flavio Caboli, 3-set win over Rinki Hijikata. Caboli will take on Alejandro Tebelo, the number 24 seed who just won in Majorca today. He beats Daniel Evans in 5 sets. Jack Draper, the number 28 seed playing on home soil, takes out Elias Emer in 4 sets, and he'll take on fellow Brit Cameron Norrie, who takes out Facundo Diaz-Acosta in 4 sets. Marcos Giron in straight sets over Henry Cyril. He'll take on Alexander Zverev, the number 4 seed, gets by Carballos Baena in 4 sets. We march forward. Hubert Hurkacz, the number 7 seed, in straight sets over Radu Albet. He'll take on Dominic Stricker, gets bageled in set 1, but comes back to win in 5 sets over Arthur Fils. Andy Murray, not sure if we'll actually see him here, but he is in the draw. He beats Thomas Mahach here in straight sets and will take on Francisco Cerundolo, the number 26 seed, who wins in 5 sets over Roman Safulin. Thanasi Kokkinakis, in a bit of an upset straight sets win over the number 17 seed Felix Auger-Aliassime. Kokkinakis will take on Lucas Pouille, who wins in 5 sets over Laszlo Djere. Billy Harris, the Brit who's quarterfinaled and semifinaled in the past 2 weeks, gets started with a win over Jaume Munar in straight sets, but he's got it tough next round as he gets the number 9 seed Alex de Minaur, who wins in straight sets over James Duckworth. Into the final section we go, starting with Holger Rune, the number 15 seed, who gets knocked off in probably the biggest upset I've seen so far in the first round by Soonwoo Kwon. 3-6, 6-4, 6-3, 6-3 there for Kwon. Kwon will play Paul Jubb, the British wild card, who wins in 5 sets over Seabolt Wild. Christopher Eubanks, who of course made it deep into Wimbledon 2023, wins in straight sets over Quentin Hallis. And Eubanks will take on the number 21 seed Karen Khachanov next round, who wins in 4 sets over Aslan Karatsev. Tomas Martin Echeverry, the number 30 seed, in 4 sets over Luca Nardi. He'll meet Alexei Popyrin, who wins in 4 sets over Thiago Monteiro. Jacob Fearnley, the British wild card, loses here in 4 sets to Mauro Canas, who will have to take on Novak Djokovic, the number 2 seed, who wins in straight sets over Vít Koperva. It does sound like we're going to see Djokovic. He had an intense training session with Daniil Medvedev on account of somebody who was in attendance. Djokovic won the practice match over Medvedev, so he looks like he may be in good form here, despite going under the knife for a knee injury just about a month ago. All right, we'll kick off the second round here. In the top section, it's Jannik Sinner, the number 1 seed, taking out Matteo Berrettini in a really good second-round match there, but Sinner wins it in straight sets. Sinner will meet Telon Griekspoor, the number 27 seed, who wins in straight sets over Kecmanovic. Daniel Altmaier takes out Denis Shapovalov in straight sets. He'll take on number 14 seed Ben Shelton, who takes out Mickelson in 5 sets. To the second section we go. Grigor Dimitrov knocked off in another pretty big upset here with Shang Xinqing taking him out in 4 sets, and it'll be Shang who takes on Gael Monfils. Monfils wins in straight sets over Stan Wawrinka. So Shang and Monfils in round 3 there. Fabian Morosin in 3 sets over Shang Shizhen. He'll take on Daniil Medvedev, the number 5 seed, who gets by Alexander Muller in straight sets. To the third section we go, and it's Carlos Alcaraz, the number 3 seed, taking 4 sets to get by Sebastian Offner. Alcaraz will take on Meligini Alves, gets by Francis Tiafoe in straight sets. Brandon Nakashima, 4 sets to knock out Jordan Thompson. And Nakashima will take on Liam Brody, the Brit, who gets by Shevchenko in 4 sets. Moving to the third section. Another very big upset here. Otto Virtanen, the Finn, takes out Tommy Paul, the 12th seed. Takes him 5 sets, but he gets the upset and will take on Jacob Mensik, the 18-year-old Czech. Next round, took out Arthur Cazot here in 4 sets. Roberto Batista Agut in 4 sets over Lorenzo Sonego. He'll take on Alex Bolt, takes out Dominic Kepfer in 5 sets. Next, we have another big upset here as Adam Walton takes out Andrei Rublev in 4 sets, and Walton will take on Jan Choinski, the Brit wildcard who wins over Constant Lestienne in 5 sets. Nuno Borges gets by number 20 seed Sebastian Korda in another pretty big upset. Borges wins in 5 sets. He'll take on Emil Ruusuvuori in another big upset here over the number 11 seed Stefanos Tsitsipas. Ruusuvuori wins in straight sets. So this section here, we're going to have a quarterfinalist of either Adam Walton, Jan Choinski, Nuno Borges, or Emil Ruusuvuori. A lot of upsets there. Every single seed from this section is gone. Another big upset. Arthur Rinderknech knocks off Taylor Fritz, the number 13 seed, in 5 sets. So he'll take on Alejandro Tabilo, the number 24 seed, who wins in straight sets over Caboli. Jack Draper, in a battle of the Brits, takes out Cameron Norrie, so the number 28 seed there wins in straight sets and will take on Alex Zverev in a very, very good round 3 match there. Zverev, the number 4 seed, wins over Giron in 4 sets. Hubert Hurkacz over Dominic Stricker in 5 sets will take on Andy Murray, who continues to roll along. He takes out Cerundolo in 5 sets. Thanasi Kokkinakis over Lucas Pouille in 5 sets. Kokkinakis will take on fellow countryman Alex de Minaur. The number 9 seed takes out Billy Harris in 5 sets. Soon Woo Kwon, who had the big upset over Rune in round 1, takes out Paul Jubb here in 5 sets and will take on Christopher Eubanks in round 3. Eubanks gets by the number 21 seed Kachanov in 4 sets, so watch out for Eubanks. Looking like he may make another deep run here. Alexei Popyrin over the number 30 seed Echeverry in 4 sets, and Popyrin will get Novak Djokovic next round. Djokovic wins in straight sets over Morokanis. So kicking off the 3rd round here, we've got number 1 seed Jannik Sinner taking out number 27 seed Talon Griekspoor 6-4, 6-1, 6-2. Sinner will meet Ben Shelton, the number 14 seed, who gets by Altmaier in straight sets. Shang's run is over as he loses to Gael Monfils in 4 sets. It'll be Monfils taking on the number 5 seed Daniil Medvedev. In round 4, Medvedev gets by Maroshin in straight sets. Carlos Alcaraz continues to roll. Though it took him 5 sets, he does get by Meligini Alves here, and he'll take on Brandon Nakashima next round, who beats Liam Brody in 4 sets. Jacob Mensik, the only 18-year-old in the top 100 of the ATP rankings, takes out Otto Virtanen in 4 sets. It'll be Mensik against Roberto Batista Agut. Batista Agut gets by Alex Bolt in 5 sets. Back to this section, which was blown up in the 2nd round. 3rd round action sees Jan Choinski in 5 sets, taking out Adam Walton and Emil Ruusuvuori in straight sets over Nuno Borges. So an unlikely 4th round matchup here between Choinski and Ruusuvuori. Arthur Rinderknech, who takes out Taylor Fritz in round 2, takes out the number 24 seed Alejandro Tabilo in straight sets here to make it to the 4th round, where he'll face Alexander Zverev. The number 4 seed wins in 5 sets over Jack Draper in what I imagine has been the match of the tournament so far. Moving on down the line here, we got Hubert Hurkacz, the number 7 seed, takes out Andy Murray in 4 sets. That will set up a 4th round matchup with the number 9 seed Alex de Minaur, who gets by Thanasi Kokkinakis in straight sets. Into the last section we go. Soon Woo Kwon continues his run as he knocks off Christopher Eubanks in straight sets, but he'll have to take on Novak Djokovic here in the 4th round. Djokovic, the number 2 seed, wins in straight sets over Popyrin. So we're on to the last 16. We got some nice matchups here. The number 1 seed Jannik Sinner taking on number 14 Ben Shelton. Gael Monfils taking on the number 5 seed Daniil Medvedev. Carlos Alcaraz, number 3 seed, taking on Brandon Nakashima. Jacob Mensik and Roberto Batista Agut. Jan Choinski and Emil Ruusuvuori look a bit out of place here in the 4th round. The winner there will take on the winner of Arthur Rinderknech and the number 4 seed Alex Zverev. Hubert Hurkacz, the number 7 seed, taking on Alex de Minaur, the number 9 seed. And to round out the fourth round, Soonwoo Kwon taking on the number 2 seed, Novak Djokovic. Let's look at some of the results here. We've got number 1 seed Jannik Sinner in straight sets over Shelton, and it'll be Sinner and Medvedev in the quarterfinals as Medvedev, the number 5 seed, gets by Gael Monfils in straight sets. Carlos Alcaraz, the number 3 seed, is on to the quarters. He knocks off Brandon Nakashima in straight sets. Alcaraz will meet Batista Agut, who wins in 4 sets over Jacob Mensik. Jan Choinski is the quarterfinalist from this very strange section. He gets by Emil Ruusuvuori in 5 sets, but he'll have to take on Alex Zverev in the quarterfinals. Zverev, the number 4 seed, gets by Arthur Rinderknech in 4 sets. It's the number 7 seed Hubert Hurkacz over Alex de Minaur. Hurkacz in 5 sets here, including a 5th set tiebreak win to lock up a quarterfinal spot where he'll meet Novak Djokovic, who takes out Soonwoo Kwon in straight sets. Let's move on to the quarterfinal matchups, where we've got the number 1 seed Jannik Sinner advancing over number 5 seed Daniil Medvedev. This was a 5-set match, with Sinner winning a 4th and 5th set tiebreak to take the win. He gets another tough one in the semis, where he'll meet Carlos Alcaraz, the number 3 seed, who gets by Batista Agut in 5 sets. And another stunner, Jan Choinski, the British wild card, much to the delight of the home fans, in 5 sets takes out the number 4 seed Alex Zverev. There is a very unlikely semifinalist. Choinski unseeded. I think we had Nick Kyrgios unseeded a few years back in the semis, but before that, I think it was 2008 was the last time that we had an unseeded semifinalist on the men's side before Kyrgios. Choinski will meet the number 7 seed Hubert Hurkacz, who in a bit of an upset knocks off Novak Djokovic in 5 sets, including that 5th set tiebreak win again for Hurkacz. And that sets up one very likely semifinal match and one rather unlikely semifinal match. We've got Jannik Sinner, the number 1 seed, and Carlos Alcaraz, the number 3 seed, who made it through with relative ease to the semifinals. But on the other side, we've got Jan Choinski, the British wildcard. What a story that would be. He'll meet Hubert Hurkacz, the number 7 seed. Looking at some previous results, Hurkacz and Choinski met actually at round 2 last year in Wimbledon, where Hurkacz won in straight sets. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner have a long history. Alcaraz has a 6-4 lead in the head-to-head over Sinner, but it was Sinner who won here in Wimbledon in 2022 in the round of 16. Let's go ahead and see how these play out. Our finalists will be Jannik Sinner, the number 1 seed, who takes out Carlos Alcaraz 7-5, 6-3, 6-4. Straight sets win for Sinner, and he'll meet Hubert Hurkacz, the number 7 seed. Finally ends the run of Choinski. Takes him 4 sets, but he gets there. Sinner and Hurkacz is going to be your Sunday Sims final at Wimbledon. Also a bit of a history here as Sinner leads Hurkacz 3-2 in the head-to-heads. And we just saw in Halle just 2 weeks ago, Jannik Sinner took the title over Hubert Hurkacz in the championship match. So this is a rematch here of the Halle final. Let's go to the results. Looking at set 1. Goes to Jannik Sinner 7-6 in a tiebreak. Sinner takes the all-important first set. To set 2 we go, and it is another tiebreak win for the number 1 seed Jannik Sinner. 7-6, 7-6. Going to be tough for Hurkacz to come back from this. And it's not going to happen. Sinner 6-3 in the 3rd set. Straight sets win for the number 1 seed Italian Jannik Sinner. He's having a great season. This would be icing on the cake for Sinner. Great performances. He's had to run through some tough competitors there, especially in the last 4 rounds, taking out Shelton in the 4th round, Medvedev in the quarters, Alcaraz in the semis, and then Hurkacz in the finals. That's a tough run there for anybody, but Sinner gets it done and is your 2024 Sunday Sims Wimbledon champ. And we move on to the ladies' side, where we've got the number 1 seed Iga Swiatek taking on Sofia Kenin, who knocked off Coco Gauff in round 1 last year. Let's see if she can have some of the same luck here in 2024. Nope, it goes Swiatek's way. 6-4, 6-4 for the number 1 seed. She'll beat Petra Martic in the next round. Martic wins in straight sets over Francisca Jones. Yulia Putintseva in 3 sets over Angelique Kerber in a really tough first-round matchup for those women. Putintseva will meet Marina Stakusik, the qualifier from Canada, who gets by the number 27 seed Katerina Siniakova in 3 sets. That's a bit of an upset there. Number 23 seed Caroline Garcia over Anna Blinkova in 3 sets. Garcia will take on Anastasia Potapova, who knocks off Bernarda Pera in straight sets. Daria Sniger in straight sets over Oceane Dodin. Sniger will take on Jelena Ostapenko, the number 13 seed, who wins in straight sets over Ayla Tomljanovic in what should be a very interesting first-round matchup there. To the second section we go. Let's start with Danielle Collins. The number 11 seed gets by Clara Tauson in straight sets. Collins will take on Meyer Sharif in round 2. Sharif gets by Delma Galfi in straight sets. The American Lauren Davis in 3 sets gets by Camila Osorio. Davis will take on the number 20 seed Beatriz Haddad Maya, who wins in straight sets over Magdalena Freck. Barbara Krejcikova, the number 31 seed in straight sets over Veronika Kudermetova in another really tough first-round matchup there. Krejcikova will take on Katie Valinets, the American who came through qualifying as the number 1 seed. Valinets takes out Maria Karl in straight sets. Kristina Buxa in 3 sets takes out Anna Bogdan and will meet last year's Wimbledon champion Marketa Vondrasova, the number 6 seed, who gets by Buzos Mineiro here in straight sets. Elena Rybakina, who many have as the favorite here in Wimbledon, gets by in straight sets over Elena Gabriela Rus. And Rybakina, the number 4 seed, will take on Laura Siegemund, who gets by Baindl here in straight sets. Caroline Wozniacki, 6-3, 6-4 win over American Alicia Parks. Wozniacki will take on Lucia Bronzetti, who gets by Leylah Fernandez, the number 30 seed. Fernandez, of course, was the runner-up in Eastbourne. So she's dealing with some fatigue for sure as the week gets underway in Wimbledon. Bronzetti takes advantage, wins in straight sets, and will meet Wozniacki in round 2. Anna Kalinskaya, the number 17 seed, wins over Panna Edvardi in straight sets, and she'll take on Marie Buskova. Straight sets win over Julia Riera. And Helena Kalinina, 3 sets to knock out Elena Evanesian. Kalinina will take on Ludmila Samsonova, the number 15 seed, who wins in 3 sets over Rebecca Masarova. The number 10 seed Ons Jabeur gets by Uchijima in straight sets, and she'll take on Gadecki, who wins in 3 sets over Robin Montgomery. Victoria Golubic in straight sets over Jule Niemeyer. Golubic will take on the number 21 seed Elena Svitolina. In round 2, Svitolina gets by Magda Linette in straight sets. Katie Boulter, number 32 seed, wins in 3 sets over former Wimbledon semifinalist Tatjana Maria. Boulter will meet fellow Brit Harriet Dart, who wins 6-1, 7-6 over Bai. Victoria Tomova, in 3 sets, takes out Wang Jinyu, and Tomova will take on the number 5 seed Jessica Pegula in round number 2. Pegula gets by Ashlyn Kruger in straight sets. Lulu Sun with a bit of an upset here over Zhang Qinwen, 6-3, 6-3. Sun came through qualifying. She'll take on Alison Van Uytvanck, who wins in 3 sets over Yulia Starobdetsova. Julin, 7-6, 6-1 win over Bigu, and she'll take on Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, the number 25 seed, who wins in straight sets over Taylor Townsend. And then we've got Emma Raducanu in another really tough first-round matchup here. She takes out the number 22 seed Ekaterina Alexandrova, and Raducanu gets another really tough matchup. What a brutal draw for her. She'll take on Elise Mertens in round number 2. Mertens takes out Nao Hibino, 6-3, 6-2. Yuan Yue, 7-5, 3-6, 6-2 over Arantxa Rus. Yuan will take on Sakari, the number 9 seed, who gets by McCartney Kessler, 7-6, 4-6, 7-5. On to the next section we go. Daria Kasatkina, the number 14 seed, gets by Shang Shui in straight sets. Kasatkina, of course, coming off the title in Eastbourne. She'll take on Tamara Korpach in round 2. Korpach gets by Miyazaki in 3 sets. Paula Badosa over Karolina Muchova in 3 sets. Badosa will take on the number 24 seed, Mira Andreeva, who wins 7-5, 6-3 in the battle of the teenagers. Takes out fellow 17-year-old Linda Fruhvirtova in round 1. Diana Yastremska, the number 28 seed, takes out Nadia Podoroska 6-4, 3-6, 7-5. She'll take on Lucia Sarenko, who wins in straight sets over Gracheva. And it's Donna Vekic 6-2, 7-6 over Wang Jiu. Vekic will meet Arina Sabalenka, the number 3 seed, who wins in straight sets over Amina Bektis. Vekic is one of the few that's been able to solve the Sabalenka puzzle over the years. This will be a very interesting second-round matchup for sure. Moving on, it's Jasmine Paolini, the number 7 seed and French Open finalist. She wins in straight sets over Sorribes Tormo. She'll take on Heather Watson, the Brit, who wins in 3 sets over Greet Minnen. Jacqueline Christian in straight sets over Bianca Andreescu, and a bit of a surprise there. We haven't had many surprises in this first round on the ladies' side, but that would definitely be a big upset there. Christian will take on Linda Noskova, the number 26 seed, who wins in straight sets over Sarah Irani. Marta Kostyuk, the number 18 seed, wins in straight sets over Sramkova. She'll take on Daria Seville, wins in 3 sets over American Peyton Stearns. Wang Yifan in straight sets over Anna Carolina Schmiedlova. Wang will take on Martina Trevisan, who wins in 3 sets over Madison Keys, the number 12 seed, in another pretty big upset there. And to the last section we go here of the first round. Victoria Azarenka, the number 16 seed, takes out Sloane Stephens with ease, 6-3, 6-1. Azarenka gets another really tough matchup in round 2, where she'll meet Karolina Pliskova, wins in straight sets over Diana Schneider. Naomi Osaka in 3 sets takes out Dion Perry. Osaka will take on Emma Navarro, the number 19 seed, who wins over Wang Quang. That looks to be a stellar matchup for round number 2. The number 29 seed, Sorana Cîrstier, beats Cartal 6-3, 6-4. She'll take on Clara Burrell, who wins in 3 sets over Eva Liss. Elisabetta Cocciaretto, 6-3, 6-3 win over Todoni, and she'll take on the number 2 seed, Coco Gauff, who gets by with ease over Caroline Dolehide, 6-1, 6-2. So back up to the top we go. Iga Swiatek, the number 1 seed, against Petra Martic, and this is a stunner. Petra Martic in 3 sets over Iga Swiatek, 7-6, 2-6, 7-6. These two met last year in the 3rd round. Swiatek won in straight sets in that one, but Petra Martic scores the upset here. Yulia Putintseva in 3 sets takes out Marina Stikusic. So it'll be Martic and Putintseva in the 3rd round. Anastasia Potapova takes out the number 23 seed Caroline Garcia in straight sets. Potapova will meet Jelena Ostapenko, the number 13 seed, who wins in 3 sets over Daria Snicker. In the second section, number 11 seed Danielle Collins gets by Maya Sharif in straight sets. Beatriz Haddad Maya, the number 20 seed, gets by Lauren Davis in straight sets. Barbara Krejcikova, the number 31 seed, gets by Katie Volinets in straight sets. And Marketa Vondrasova, the number 6 seed, wins in 3 sets over Kristina Buxa. So all the seeds advance to the 3rd round here, where it'll be Danielle Collins against Haddad Maya and Krejcikova against Vondrasova in round 3. Those are a couple great round 3 matchups there. Another absolute stunner here is Laura Siegemund takes out number 4 seed Elena Rybakina in straight sets. That would be a wild outcome for sure, and that's going to shake things up here as we move along. Caroline Wozniacki in 3 sets takes out Lucia Bronzetti. Anna Kalinskaya, the number 17 seed, is the only seeded player to make it to the 3rd round here in this section. She beats Buskova in 3 sets, and she'll take on Angelina Kalinina, who wins 6-4, 6-2 over Lyudmila Samsonova, the number 15 seed. So Kalinskaya, Kalinina, and Siegemund Wozniacki here in this kind of wild section. Ons Jabeur, the number 10 seed, in 3 sets over Gadecki. She'll meet Elina Svitolina, the number 21 seed, who wins in straight sets over Victoria Golubic. Harriet Dart upsets Katie Boulter in a battle of the Brits here in 3 sets, 6-3, 5-7, 6-3. That's a bit of a shocker. She'll take on Jessica Pegula, the 5th seed, who wins in 3 sets over Victoria Tomova. Lulu Sun continues a run here as a qualifier. She gets by Alison van Uytvanck in 3 sets, but she'll have a tough matchup next round against the number 25 seed Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, who wins in straight sets over Julien. Emma Raducanu survives the gauntlet of Alexandrova Mertens. She wins in 3 sets here over Elise Mertens and avoids Maria Sakkari because Yuan Yue takes out Sakkari here. So Raducanu will take on Yuan here in round number 3. Daria Kasatkina, the number 14 seed, is another one that's going to be dealing with some fatigue after winning in Eastbourne. She loses to Tamara Korpach 6-2, 6-4. Korpach will take on Paula Badosa, who wins in 3 sets over Mira Andreeva. Lucia Sarenko wins in 3 sets over number 28 seed Diana Yastremska. Sarenko will take on Donna Vekic, who scores another major upset here, 6-1, 7-5. But is it really an upset? Donna Vekic leads the head-to-head with Sabalenka 6-2. So Vekic has really been a problem for Sabalenka over the years. This would be a really, really interesting matchup and a scary one for Sabalenka here in the second round if it comes to fruition. Moving down the line, we've got Jasmine Paolini, the number 7 seed, winning in straight sets over Heather Watson. It looks like Paolini's only dropped 7 total games in the first 2 matches here, so she could be a problem as we move on. She'll meet Linda Noskova, the number 26 seed, in round number 3. Noskova knocks off Jacqueline Christian in 3 sets. Marta Kostyuk, the number 18 seed, in straight sets over Daria Seville. She'll face Wang Yafan, who beats Martina Trevisan in straight sets. And to the final section we go. It's Victoria Azarenka, the number 16 seed, in 3 sets over Karolina Pliskova. Things are not going to get any easier for Azarenka, who had to face Sloane Stephens in round 1, Pliskova in round 2, and now she'll face Emma Navarro, the number 19 seed, in round 3. Navarro gets by Osaka in 3 sets. Sorana Cîrstea, the number 29 seed in straight sets, beats Clara Burrell and will meet the number 2 seed Coco Gauff in round number 3. Gauff wins in straight sets over Cocchiaretta. Back up top to kick off the third round. No Swiatek here. It's Petra Martic who got by Swiatek. She meets Putintseva, and she wins again here in 3 sets over Putintseva. So what a run for Petra Martic. She'll face Jelena Ostapenko, the number 13 seed, who wins in 3 sets over Potapova. Danielle Collins, the number 11 seed, takes out Beatriz Haddad Maia, the number 20 seed, in 3 sets. And she'll face Barbara Krejcikova, the number 31 seed, who takes out last year's winner Marketa Vondrasova in 3 sets. Caroline Wozniacki in straight sets over Laura Siegemund, and she'll face number 17 seed Alla Kalinskaya, who wins in straight sets over Kalinina. Ons Jabeur, the number 10 seed, in 3 sets takes out Svitolina. Jabeur will face the number 5 seed Jessica Pegula, who wins in straight sets over Harriet Dart. What a run for Lulu Sun coming out of qualifying. Now into the 4th round as she takes out Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, the number 25 seed, in 3 sets. Sun will take on Yuan Yue, who takes out Raducanu in 3 sets, much to the dismay of the British crowd. This section has opened up with all 4 seeds eliminated. It's Paula Badosa in straight sets getting by Korpach. Badosa will meet Donna Vekic, who wins 6-1, 6-3 over Sarenko. And here we have Linda Noskova, the number 26 seed, with a bit of an upset over the number 7 seed Jasmine Paolini in straight sets. And it's Marta Kostyuk, the number 18 seed, who takes on Wang Yafan. Kostyuk wins here 6-2, 1-6, 6-3. To the final section we go. Victoria Azarenka, the number 16 seed. Wow, she's had a tough path here. Sloane Stephens in round 1. Karolina Pliskova in round 2. Emma Navarro in round 3. She knocks off the number 19 seed Navarro in straight sets and gets another seeded player here in round 4 as Sorana Cîrstea, the number 29 seed, wins over Coco Gauff in a pretty big upset there. 6-4, 6-2. And we are into the last 16 here, and wow, the draw has really opened up with so many of the top, it looks like 8 of the top 10 seeds are out as we move into the 4th round here, which would be a very surprising development. Petra Martic, unseeded, taking on the number 13 seed Jelena Ostapenko, and Martic gets by again into the quarterfinals in 3 sets over Ostapenko. She'll take on the number 31 seed Barbara Krejcikova, 6-2, 7-6. Krejcikova wins over Danielle Collins. Anna Kalinskaya in straight sets beats Caroline Wozniacki, setting up a quarterfinal matchup against Ons Jabeur. The number 10 seed takes out Jessica Pegula in 3 sets. Yuan Yue is a quarterfinalist here, winning 6-1, 6-4 over Lulu Sun. Yuan will take on fellow unseeded player Paula Badosa, who wins in 3 sets over Donna Vekic. Marta Kostyuk, the number 18 seed, wins in 3 sets over Noskova, and she'll take on Victoria Azarenka, the number 16 seed, who just continues to roll and continues to face these seeded players. Azarenka 7-5, 6-2 over Sorana Cîrsei. See if Petra Martic can continue her run. She cannot. She loses here to Barbara Krejcikova, the number 31 seed, 6-2, 6-1. Krejcikova will take on Ons Jabeur in the semis. Jabeur takes out Kalinskaya 6-4, 6-4. And in the bottom half, Paula Badosa is a semifinalist, 5-7, 7-6, 6-4 over Yuan Yue. She will take on Victoria Azarenka. Continues to roll. Azarenka wins 6-2, 6-4 over Kostyuk, which sets up our ladies semifinals. Barbara Krejcikova and Jabeur and Paula Badosa against Victoria Azarenka. Badosa unseeded, of course, which is not without precedent. We had Marketa Vondrasova, an unseeded player, win the whole thing last year. So let's see how these play out. Our finalists for 2024 Sunday Sims Wimbledon. Barbara Krejcikova, the number 31 seed, gets by Ons Jabeur 6-4, 6-3, and she will face off against Victoria Azarenka, the number 16 seed, who takes out Paula Badosa 7-6, 6-2. What a run for Azarenka. I mean, man, the odds are stacked against her with this draw. The Belarusian will take on the Czech Barbara Krejcikova here in the finals. Unlikely final for sure. But let's see how it plays out. Set number 1 goes the way of Krejcikova, 6-4 over Azarenka. Can she close things out here in set number 2? She cannot. Azarenka, in a second set tiebreaker, wins 7-6, setting up a deciding set for the title, and it goes to Krejcikova, 6-4, 6-7, 6-4 winner over Azarenka. Congratulations to Barbara Krejcikova, our Sunday Sims 2024 Wimbledon champion. So that's going to wrap things up for this week. Appreciate y'all joining me in episode number 2 of the Sunday Sims podcast. One more time, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that the tennistips.com is where you can find all of my tennis betting, player props, and DFS advice in one spot. The Dub Club platform we're on makes it easy to get notified every time I post new tips. I leveraged all of the same data and statistical modeling used for the Sunday Sims into making informed tennis bets. With the VIP all-access package, you get weekly outrights and futures bets, my daily moneyline best bets, player prop cards for sites like Prize Picks and Underdog Fantasy, and a daily DFS Core 4. Subscribe now at thetennistips.com. Use promo code SundaySims for 20% off the VIP all-access package. Let's have some fun, win some money, and help support the Sunday Sims podcast at thetennistips.com. Appreciate everybody joining us. Looking ahead, we will not have an episode next week. But in 2 weeks, episode number 3 will feature 6 tournaments. 4 on the ATP side. We've got 3 clay tournaments and our last grass tournament of the year in Newport. And on the WTA side, we've got 2 clay tournaments. So that will be dropping July 14th. I really hope everybody enjoys Wimbledon. Join us at the Sunday Sims on Twitter and Instagram. Join us over on Facebook, and please help spread the word about this podcast to your friends. Any kind of shares, likes, subscribes, any of that stuff helps. And hope to get the ball rolling here as we move on throughout the summer. Hope everybody enjoys Wimbledon. And if anybody's going to be in Wimbledon for the first couple of days, hit me up here, reply in the comments section, let me know. Maybe we can get together and have a Pimm's or some strawberries and cream. Really looking forward to the trip. Hope y'all have a great couple of weeks, and we'll see you for episode number 3.